Imagine having your leg broken when you were very young and you grow up not realizing that you have a broken leg because the people around you, maybe even the ones who did it, don't realize that they broke your leg. And you grow up with this discomfort, you grow up with some limitations, you grow up with you don't even realize it's a pain, it's just something you've always had. You think that it's just a normal part of who you are. And maybe you observe other people who can get around a little better than you do. They seem to be able to be a lot more mobile than you are. You unknowingly even rely on people and think that that's normal. And as you get older and you begin to recognize that there's something not right, but you don't know what it is, and maybe to dull that discomfort and pain, and especially maybe also to compensate for how people around you treat you, because maybe they know what your problem is, but you don't. Maybe you self-medicate. Maybe your personality changes. Maybe you're sharper. Maybe you're quieter. Maybe you act out in ways because you've got this pain you don't even realize you have, right? You don't know what you don't know. You don't know that what you have in this broken leg is something that is not normal because you've grown up with it your whole life. And you get to the point even where people try to tell you, hey man, I think your leg is broken. You know, what are you, crazy? No, I've always had this. This isn't a big deal. It's just me. And as you get older, you rely more and more and more on people without even realizing it, compelling them to take time out of their day or take time out of their lives to help you get around. And maybe even in relationships, people get tired of that, right? Like, you're becoming exhausting because I'm trying to tell you you have this broken leg, but you're not listening to me. And I just can't do it anymore. When I think of my own mental health journey and over the course of my life, and without getting too much into detail of my background or anything, but realizing probably that people who, made me who I am didn't realize what they were going through, didn't realize what they were putting me through, they probably had their own problems they didn't realize. The trials and traumas and tribulations and, growing up, I didn't know what anxiety was. I didn't know what depression was. I didn't know what PTSD was. But ultimately, and I carried it around, and ultimately I began to self-medicate. I adjusted my personality accordingly. Sarcasm, humor, the dodge away from the pain. It's not my problem, it's yours. And if you didn't get me and my sense of humor, then, I could filter you out. You don't get me. You don't get my pain that I don't even know I have. And it kind of took me way too long in life to figure that out. And that's why I'm doing some of these, at least maybe, hopefully. I can impart something. I've done all the dumb things in my life. Here, let me tell you and give you a little bit of observation to maybe you can catch those things earlier and have a better time. So I'm not really sure how to end this except to say, listen to those around you. If you see what other people are doing, they seem normal, they seem happy, they seem to have a lot more mobility, maybe psychologically or mentally or even career-wise or whatever, and you're not, they're not the problem. It's probably you, and it may not be your fault. So one thing you might be able to do is find someone you really trust and ask them, what do you think of me? Seriously, tell me my faults. Because that's one thing, is understanding and coming to terms with your own humility, right? That allows you to begin to look inside your own soul's mirror in order to be able to assess not only your strengths, but especially your weaknesses, so you can learn how to overcome them. I often say now to people that the soul is like an onion, and the more you peel back, sometimes the more it makes you cry, but ultimately the more flavorful. And the more you reveal about the flavor of that onion being your soul, and the more you're able to overcome these things. I mean, I'm 61 years old and still looking back going, oh my God, I can't believe I treated that person like that. Or, oh my God, I can't believe that I was in that particular position. How come I didn't know this back then? I think I would have had a whole different life had I known what I knew now 30, 40 years ago. So anyway, I don't know really how to end this, but just, you know, think about your broken legs if you have them. And if there's someone else that maybe you're observing in that particular situation mentally, be kind to them, but maybe also nudge them towards some sort of help and healing. As always, peace.